Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, huge announcement. Most of the East Coast is in bed. They're going to wake up and they're going to find out that President Donald Trump and Melania Trump test positive for COVID-19, right? Probably one of the biggest deniers of this COVID-19, someone that was out in the public without a mask, someone that was at rallies without a mask, now tests positive. Look, we don't want anyone to test positive with COVID-19, but I can tell you in this channel, way back in January, February already, I was addressing COVID-19 in the channel. It's real, and for those people who deny that it's real, here it is, right? We can jump onto any news channel right now. It'll basically run the same story that just come out of Washington.
Donald Trump has just tweeted that he has tested positive for COVID. I'm going to read it. Tonight, Flotus and I tested positive for COVID-19. He wrote in just the last few minutes.
Our
quarantine and recovery process. Immediately, we will get through this together, written in capital letters. This, of course, comes after Hope Hicks, the president's closest aide, tested positive in the last 24 hours. And we understand that she is showing symptoms, and we will continue.
His Hope Hicks, who was traveling with him on Air Force One, here we go, all the headlines. So this is not just any made-up story. It's run on NBC, it's run on CNN, it's run on CNBC. Everyone is reporting that Donald Trump has COVID-19. There it is, right? CNBC is running it. All the channels are reporting. Now, the lesson that needs to be learned here, very, very simple, right? All the deniers, all the people that said, you know what, not true, screw masks, we shouldn't be wearing masks, this isn't a real, this is a hoax, they called it a hoax. It's not a hoax. Hope Hicks on Air One had it. She infected Donald Trump and Melania Trump. And now, and few months ago, we had Boris Johnson, the Premier of England, basically the Premier, the President of England, who got COVID-19, right? Macron got it, the French President. The Canadian President had it in his family, and now this head of state. So I ask myself, why didn't they at all times, at all rallies, wear their mask, right? Why were they denying this? Why did they pretend this is not real when, you know, we as, for example, as drivers, we got to wear masks. The riders that get in the car have to wear masks. This is serious stuff. If you go out there in this denial phase and pretend like this is a big, big hoax, you know, you end up like the President of the United States getting COVID-19, you know. And GMS Restitution 144 says something nefarious is afoot. Very interesting statement. I wish you would elaborate on that, go a little bit deeper. But something strange is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, right? The next headline, CNN. Donald Trump tweets he and first Melania Trump test positive for COVID. I don't think he's going to make this up and just, you know, pretend that it's not real. This is real, folks. This is as real as it gets. And I'd love to hear your input. We have 11 people in the room. Please feel free to comment. From day one, from February onwards, I can tell you, I have been the biggest. Now, I'm on my own, right? I'm just doing a live feed. But always within feet of myself, right? Within feet of mine, I have my mask. Excuse me. I'm just going to put this on. It's not difficult to wear a mask. It really isn't, right? Just do it. Just wear your mask. So these things here, and this is not the best. I have another K95 mask, several other masks out there. I want you to wear masks. After this, please wear masks, right? Listen, if the president denies that, oh, it's not going to happen to me, I don't have to wear masks. I'm flying around on Air Force One without a mask, and his family is without a mask at the debate, right? At all the rallies without a mask. Boom! Even at his rally, McCain, Robert McCain, the one African-American, died because he contracted there. The people that were at the Sturgis biker rally, thousands of them got it. Why? Because they were not wearing masks. Wear your masks, people. This should be the loudest message to anyone. Dark Road Run, love you, brother. He's in the house. If you haven't been to his channel, go over there. Probably going to suspend the future debates. I'm sure he's not going to participate in the debates. GMS says most people who get it recover fast. Donald Trump is obese. He's fat. He's going to have a big, big problem with this. Melania Trump, look, she looks fit, probably takes good care of herself, right? She'll probably get through this easier. But, if you look at the guy like Boris Johnson, the UK premier, or Macron, right? I mean, some of these guys, Boris Johnson is not a skinny little guy. He's also an obese guy like Trump. They suffered with this, right? So the more fat, the more artery problems, the more coronary problems you have, the more you get affected. A lot of these people get onto the respirator, whatever it's called. Sorry, this is hard to talk through here. So Nate says, I guess I'm supposed to believe this shit. Here we have homeless people living in filthy conditions since last Thanksgiving, and they're doing just fine. Well, you don't have to believe it, buddy. Your president has it, right? So you can keep on living in denial. America's going down big time. The economy is devastated. This is a global takeover, NWO. That to me sounds more like conspiracy theories, right? I talk to doctors. A lot of my clients are surgeons and doctors. Here it is, Nate. This makes the difference, right? And for all of those deniers out there, we've got Ian Mash from Kenya in the house. Ian, tell us, in Kenya, are masks required? My friends in Europe are wearing them. My friends, my family in South Africa are wearing them. I'm wearing them every day. I don't want to get sick, right? And for those people who oh, this is a big conspiracy and this is BS, right? Masks, infringe on my masculine status. Wake up, man. Wake up. I'll have to slap you awake. This is what could make the difference, right? Versus running around, la, 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 la. I don't have to wear a mask. I'm going to do rallies. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, work together. No, if nurses and doctors can do it, we can do it, right? So we got someone who says, born to engrave. It says it's not a conspiracy. The virus is just weak. And it may be weak. It may be weak. If you have let's say born to engrave has a great immune system, you're taking care of yourself, your immune system is up, you're going to survive it. But if you are a person with a weak immune system and you are not controlling your diet and you're obese, the president, you have to accept it as it is. He's obese. He's fat, right? He's a fat person, right? These are the type of people who are going to have the hardest times. Obese people and old people that don't have an immune system. If you're a young gun and you're fit, you work out every day, you take your supplements, you take your vitamins, you take your omega oils, you'll probably be in good shape. And I wouldn't be surprised that Melania handles it better than Donald Trump, right? Big Boy Play says they do make a difference. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope this sends the most powerful message throughout the United States, all 350 million people, you know what, work together. Brothers and sisters, Republicans and Democrats. I am not pointing fingers and faulting anyone. There's great Democrats, there's great Republicans. Just work together. Get this thing out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, one of the Faucis of Germany, good friend of mine, advising the United States, implementing strategies and tracing systems here in the United States, supplied by Germany. One of my best friends. We grew up since the age of 6, right? A pioneer in this field. They have testing kits that are 98%. He says, Torsten, it's real, right? It's real. Always wear your masks. Always give your clients a mask if they get in the car. If you go out, wherever you are, wear a mask, right? Now, let's look at the successful models of the world. Taiwan, 25 million people, 10 deaths, right? New Zealand, less than 30 million people, a handful of deaths. Germany, low rate. It's because they do this, number one, masks, they social distance, right? And they do testing and they do tracing. We got to get over this, folks. I want to get to 2021. Let's just erase 2020 off the record books, off the history books, right? I do pray. I don't want anyone to die from this. So I do pray. I do also believe in karma. People going out there and bloating, oh, this is a hoax, this is crap, you're not macho wearing a mask, you're not masculine. This is going to teach a lot of the deniers a big lesson. If their leader, whether you're Democrat or Republican, right, he is your president, right? If the leader of the United States and his wife have it, and they have been absolute deniers when it comes to the mask and following the rules, calling this a hoax, oh, it will go away, hot weather will make it disappear. This is real. Now it's hit home. It's hit the White House, right? This is not a hoax, as Alex S. says. Dark Road Run says Uber should have taken the virus seriously from day one. Let's talk about Uber and the virus, right? They were doing pool trips right through, correct me if I'm wrong, Dark Road Run, right? Big Boy Plans, facts, not conspiracies. Amen, brother. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for injecting the truth into this channel, right? Dark Road Run and I was talking about this. Why are they doing pool trips right into March, end of March, when people were already dying in February and March and people were getting infected? No, Uber still allowed for pool trips to carry on, right? Knowing that they were creating future deaths, right? Health institutions were contacting Uber and Lyft and saying, hey, this person got infected, apparently was in this car. Who else did they drive? So they're doing contact tracing, right? Uber had been contacted 556 times from health institutions worldwide, but still they kept on allowing pool trips to go. Lyft still kept on allowing people to travel together. Reckless, stupid, dumb, idiotic behavior, right, leads to deaths. And, I wish I could tell this president straight in the face, listen, you can't go out there on rallies and pretend this shit ain't real. You can't go out there without your mask, and you can't run around on Air Force One, right? Obviously a privilege to be on Air Force One without a mask, right? It's a shit show. You are opening up a can of worms. It was a matter of time. I'm telling you, here's the thing. Here's a crazy fact here. Macron, the French president, got it. The Canadian president got it, right? The UK premier got it, right? Some of the most influential people in the world shaking hands, networking, coming into contact with multiple people every day in meetings, sitting in boardrooms, sitting in closed rooms, very often without a mask. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. WAKEUP, wake up. Please work together, America. Democrats and Republicans, wear this. I'm sure that these two, Melania and Donald, probably not the greatest relationship. They very, very much live apart. But I'm sure they would have wished, we should have really stuck to wearing masks. Very simple formula. Itzmu says Herman Cain contracted 19 at one of Trump's rallies and died. Fact, reality, real. Okay, knowing that, there was a big figure in the Republican Party. Knowing that, sitting in the audience without a mask, side by side, all the people around him, takes one cough and the airborne particles are out there. You have to just inhale a few and it's in the system and it starts mutating extremely fast. He didn't survive it, right? He was old, probably had a weak immune system. If I look at Donald Trump, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is one obese person, right? No physical workouts, sits in his golf cart all day long, right? Not doing any exercise, maybe pretending that he's the fittest and healthiest, but he's not. You can see it with your own two eyes, right? So I urge you, wear your masks, get your immune system up, buy good vitamin C, ascorbic acid, do your workouts, get your cardio going, right? And make sure that your arteries and your coronary system are healthy. And if they are not, if you find yourself, even as a driver, and you find yourself, hey, I've put on 20, 30 pounds, now let this be a wake-up call to you, right? I mean, most of the people on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen, it's 11 o'clock. They're in bed. It's 2 a.m. They're going to wake up to find out that their president and the first lady have corona, right? So GMS says, Dr. Fauci even said you don't need to wear a mask, then contracted his statement, right? Well, I mean, he's under a ton of pressure from the people in the White House putting down the CDC. The CDC, Dr. Fauci puts out guidelines about the masks. They then are told to shut up and retract them. They change the website, they change the verbiage, right? But I can tell you the CDC, the head of the CDC, as well as Fauci, they will stick to their story. Wear your masks. And for any American, especially male out there who thinks this is not macho, thinks it makes him look weak, think again. Your president got it, right? So all the deniers, think again. Your president got it, right? So we got to work together. John Durham, it truly looks to be true, Torsten, and what goes around comes around. Look, karma, my friends, is a son of a bitch. Karma is the worst son of a bitch. You can't go around there, walking over people, bullying people. Somehow it comes back at you. Somehow the universe comes back and slaps you in the face. It's called karma, right? So I always say, treat people like you want to be treated, right? Look at people, how they treat their pets, with love, or do they kick their dogs around, or they pull them on the leash? Look at people, look at human behavior, right? You want to be treated the very same way you are treating others, right? So, let that be a major lesson in life, right? Focus on your health and safety. I did probably 2 or 3 videos in the last week. And by the way, I mean, here I am hobbling around the house with my crutches, right? The most intense COVID testing when I went into the hospital, from temperature checks to 3 or 4 checks throughout the hospital. I'm going to take this off because I'm on my own. There's no one here. And I got COVID tested with a swab up my nose 4 days ago before I went into surgery, right? I broke my leg and my foot in 3 places, right? I'm not making this shit up. I will try and get my foot out here. There it is. I got tested, COVID, in the hospital, and temperature checks. When I went for my honeymoon after my wedding, that was a week before I broke my foot, right? We went to the Four Seasons with my wonderful wife, right? I got tested at the hotel. They were testing you. They tested me at the hospital. So testing. It's no fun. I don't know if you've had a test. They stick this thing right up into your freaking brain and they twist it around. It's painful. Your eyes are crying, right? But you come back with the test. This is what the guy did tonight. They ran their test. Hope Hicks got infected, and then they said, oh shit, she was on Air Force One, we better go and get tested and start quarantine. Well, they got tested, and I'm literally talking minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, they announced that the president and Melania Trump, there it is, headlines, breaking news, President Donald Trump tweets, he actually tweeted it. He and the First Lady Melania Trump test positive for COVID-19. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, nobody should die of COVID-19. Everyone should work together as brothers and sisters, as US citizens. I hope this incident brings America together. I hope that the deniers wake up. I hope that people can work side by side and say, listen, we're going to eradicate this issue, and we are going to try and get together as Republicans and Democrats into 2021 as healthy individuals and families. I see one of my brothers in the house here, Inland Empire, Salvi, great person. James McLean's in the house. How did you break your foot? Very stupid freak accident. I didn't break it in a car accident. In fact, losing a lot of money because I had to deny all my clients and try and find substitute trips for all my clients. I slipped and had my foot lodged between two cabinets. Went that way, hit my face, cut my ear and the side of my head open. My wife found me in a pool of blood. I'm not kidding. I can show you the pictures. And I was out. And I woke up and I was literally on my way into an ambulance and spent 2 weeks strapped up and then had my surgery on Friday, right? But I'm high in spirits. I don't have COVID. I went in for my COVID tests. My family all went for their COVID tests. Nobody has COVID. We all wear our masks, right? And this news just saddens me. It saddens me because of people out there that think this is a joke. This is not a joke. And you look at my videos back in January or February, I said, folks, it was the first YouTuber in the rideshare world, the first one to make a video wearing a mask, and then other people were making videos afterwards. So Credits Born says, except United States and UK are run by anti-democratic neoliberals who worship shareholder value. Doesn't even fit into the topic. This is the most idiotic statement you've made. We're talking health, right? We're not talking neoliberals. We're not talking conspiracy theories here. We're talking health. Welcome to the show, Credits Born. Stay on topic, right? Don't try and mislead and lead off in another direction. Stay on the topic. That one of the biggest deniers of masks and this gets sick. Stay on the topic, right? That's one thing I do is when people start messing around and trying muddying the waters or start name calling or racist calling, I have no time for that shit, right? I have no time for white supremacy, racism, name calling, bickering, bigotry. I kick them out. In South Africa, I'd give them one of these on the rugby field, knock them out. I have no time for that shit. I really don't, right? We're here to talk about the truth. We're here to talk about the facts. We're here to talk about how do we get to 2021 together as US citizens, as Americans, as Republicans and Democrats combined. What do we have to do together to eradicate this so that the economy gets back, we save lives, etc., 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 etc. You got someone, Carly, COVID-19 is a hoax. Well, if it's a hoax, why don't you call up the White House? Hey, is it a hoax? No, it's not a hoax. I contracted it tonight, and my wife did too. Wake up, Carly. Welcome to the real world, baby. So Alexander says his infection is going to be a wake-up call for all Trump fans, which is good. You know, I don't want this to happen to anyone. I don't want this to happen to Trump. I don't want this to happen to Melania. I don't want this to happen to Hope Hicks. I didn't want this to happen to Herman McCain, but it happened. And why did it happen? Because of extremely reckless, stupid behavior, messaging, stupid tweeting, sending out false information when the experts on the one side, and the one guy that I trust here is actually advising the big Vegas casinos. Wynn Casino, MGM is my friend. They call him the Fauci of Germany, right? They have 98% accuracy testing rates. The countries order their testing kits from Germany. They're the best in the world, from Bayern, right? And he tells me, Torsten, it's real, it's serious, and you will suffer even more if you're overweight, you're obese, you have a poor heart, you have weak arteries, right? You've got a lot of congested arteries. Those are the people that usually pay the price. These are usually, sadly, elderly people with a low immune system, or people that are extremely obese. Those are the facts. Those are the stats. And how did many of them get that? Well, they're running around in shopping centers, in closed doors, right, without a mask. Ovigela says he means well, but should always protect oneself and set the example for the country. Thank you. Amen. I appreciate your words, right? And then hydrochloroquine works, but they won't force in. Look, again, there's absolutely no evidence that it works, right? So I ask you not to spread misinformation. It's just like this guy saying, you know what, you can inject yourself with bleach, right? People start believing that shit, right? There is no anti-vaccine against this out yet. Yes, they are testing, even the FDA, the CDC, it takes time to test, right? Because you can't just use humans as guinea pigs. They did try one round, one individual died. They will only release a vaccine probably mid-2021, right? And a cycle of a vaccine usually takes 2 to 3 years. That's a fact. BKR, love you back, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. So Vedant Matra says, I had my neighbor die because she couldn't get a ventilator in a private hospital here in Mumbai, India. So that saddens me. That saddens me that news that Vedant has to share, and he's sharing it from India, right? I don't care where you are, India, Africa, Europe, America. I don't want you to die from COVID. I don't want your family to die. I don't want your neighbors to die. And the fact that the lady, his neighbor, didn't have access to that ventilator, it hits you hard. It hits you hard, right? Fact is, maybe the ventilator could have saved them. Maybe, they're doing trials in Portugal with steroids. My friend in Germany said they're doing trials with specific steroids that actually boost the immune system and then actually help a lot, right? But you cannot change the fact if someone is 300 or 350 pounds and extremely overweight, right? You can't eradicate 150 pounds overnight and fix their artery system. No, they face a big challenge, maybe even death. Alexander says there have been 6 double-blind studies that have proven HCQ is not effective against COVID-19. That's what I read, and anybody trying to make like recommendations, oh, try this, try that, right? The bottom line is, here's what works, folks. Here's what works, right? Here's what works. There's different grades. This is not necessarily a great mask. Most of the time, if I'm out and about, not now through my broken foot, but I wear an N95 mask, which is a medical mask. Even the doctors, when I went into the hospital with my N95, one of the most expensive masks you can get, they said, wow, where did you get that? It's awesome. Thank you for wearing that. Because most of the people walk in with that, or a freaking sock around there. You don't want to let those particles out, right? And the tests are there. When you're coughing, it shows how these particles are transmitted. It shows how they become airborne. You have a far, far better chance of survival with this. Work together. GMS, Julius the Jew says, this close to the election changes everything. It certainly does. A lot of factors are changing the outcome of the election in the last 30 days, right? Getting rid of 700 post office sorting machines, influencing the post office, slowing down the mail can influence the elections, right? Creating independent electoral bodies to oversee a ballot system never done before, stating that ballots are fake can affect the outcome of the election. getting another person onto the Supreme Court, who might deliver a person a victory if they cry foul, could determine. There's so many factors. There's COVID-19. Will he be alive? Will he be alive on elections? Am I not asking a valid question? Is it possible that the person is not even alive come November? Inland Empire says COVID-19 survivor, which he is. It's true, COVID-19 is not a hoax, brothers and sisters. Please believe. You might also be asymptomatic. Thank you for even bringing asymptomatic up, right? So you're out there in the world walking around, you have it, you have a carrier, you're not showing the symptoms, but you're infecting people, right? So, a lot of things went through my head when I went into surgery. Oh, wow, you're making me do a COVID test, another COVID test. Okay, this, and that. Obviously, it's all for a reason. Right? Hi, Ali says, I think it's crazy how you can get it and not know you have it. You think you had it. If you think you had it, Torsten, correct. So I might be like the walking perfect example of health. I've got it, right? It's in my system, and maybe 2 or 3 other people contracted from me. Maybe they do. That's the crazy part. This is an evil pandemic. Come on, people, 2020. In our wildest dreams, in your wildest dreams, would you have ever thought that you would be in these trying times? If you have a family that you're trying to protect, even more trying, even more stressful for parents, right? We got Elijah Roberts in the house. Is even when you speak, micro bubbles are flying out of your mouth. Right as I'm speaking right now, he's correct. There's a lot of micro little bubbles and whatever it is come flying out of my mouth, right? I guess less micro bubbles, right, Elijah? Wouldn't you agree? Less micro bubbles. Alexander says Trump is too irresponsible to be president. That's a statement, right? That's how you believe. Elijah Roberts says, hell no, LOL. GMS says, it's called a Chinese virus because it comes from China. Which, again, that is the most fucking racist statement I've ever heard. You're calling it a Chinese virus. That is the brand that they gave it, right? Stay away from that, right? Viruses have names. This one's called COVID-19. It's not called the Chinese virus, right? Happened to originate in China. Nile virus from Africa. Ebola from Africa. You're not around saying, oh, that's your African virus, or that's you guys started in America. That's the American virus. Or that's the Chinese virus. You got to get away from that type of verbiage. That is extremely racist thinking there. Step off that ladder, my friend. Julius the Jew says it's biological warfare. Let's call it what it is. It could be. Hitler used the first forms of genetic modified organisms as a bioweapon, way back in World War II. We used Agent Orange and bioweapons and viruses in the Korea War, right? So, let's not point fingers at each other, right? Because we all, even the Russians, the Americans, the Koreans, the Vietnamese, everyone the Syrians, look at what's happened in Syria with all those wiping out villages of Syrians, right? With that Syrian leader putting biochemical weapons out there. It's a sick, sick game. And, who knows where it originated from? We still don't know the truth. Oh, did it come from bats? Did it come from monkeys? Did it come from a Chinese lab? Okay, apparently it came from Wuhan, right? But do we have the right to turn around and pinpoint a nationality with the Ebola virus, or with the Nile virus, or with the swine flu? Do we say, oh, the swine flu originated? We call it the American flu, the swine flu, the pig flu. No, stay away from that type of branding. Alexander says, no, it's willful ignorance. Trump had the ability to respond responsibly about this disease, and he refused. Many people died because of his poor performance, because of his poor hand. I'm going to say it as it is, because of his poor performance and handling of COVID-19. He could have looked at many other leaders. He could have looked at many other models. He could have done so much more. Money, PPE, everything he could have got to states faster. No, they were in denial. Oh, it's a hoax. It'll go away. The weather will take it away. You wear masks, don't wear masks, and you're all over the frickin' map, right? So be responsible. Do something. We're on 200,000 plus lives right now. Many of these lives, and it's very, very well documented in Bob Woodward's book, Rage, right? That he knew about it and said, oh, I did not want to cause panic. I wanted to be like Winston Churchill. Guys, welcome to the real world. Grab the bull by its horn. Do whatever you can. Money is not an object. Everyone participate, and let's slow the sucker down. We can truly save thousands and thousands of lives every month. We can. And I even hear that from a lot of experts in Germany, right? No, I mean, I'm you laughing my ass off Winston Churchill. He quoted Winston Churchill. He said, in times, you tell, like Winston Churchill went to the top of the building, and while the bombs were dropping, and he made this announcement, he said, don't panic. Trump quoted him, quoted his words in conjunction with the pandemic. Not a great reference, but, I'm laughing about that as well. If you know about it, do something about it. Don't say, oh, I knew about it, but I did not want to create panic. And you're sitting on that information forever. Lovely Lisa says, praying for both. Sad, yes. What you can do and what you should do, no matter who contracts it. If it was the other way around, whether it was Barack Obama or Michelle Obama or Melania Trump or Donald Trump, pray for the people. Like, I'll pray for the Canadian Prime Minister. I'll pray for the French Prime Minister. I prayed for the UK Prime Minister. I don't want them to die. I don't want my family members to die. I know people that have died from COVID-19 in South Africa and here in the United States. I don't want them to die, right? So that's a nice gesture. Make a prayer for them. Stephen Smith, China isn't a race. Well, you know what I mean, right? Chinese is a race. But you can't go around and call it the Chinese virus, Stefan, unless that's your way of thinking, right? Because there's a lot of shit that originated here in the United States as well, and in Africa and Europe, and we don't like country pointing, putting the blame on a specific country. Oh, you guys are responsible for this, right? The bottom line is a lot of people are abusing this in the form of bioweapons. A lot of people are not good people around this planet have used this for the wrong reasons. And Jim Steve says, wear a damn mask, right? So I've got no one here. Everybody's sleeping. I'm on my own. But I can tell you, I have an assortment of masks. I have over 2 boxes, 50 masks each in my cars, hand them out freely to clients, right? They go to meetings, or do you have a friend who needs one? Grab one, right? If I can make a difference by getting 10 extra masks out per week, great, I've done my job, right? Enter Zone says, get better, Mr. Trump. Yes. And again, I don't care who it is. I would wish them and say, get better, right? I hope you pull through. I hope you get strong. I hope your immune system bounces back. I hope you can get back to the job. For anyone, doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whoever, you're an American, you're European, you're a Chinese person, you're a Korean person, you're a New Zealander, you're Australian, you're a South Africa. I'll say it to everyone. Every life matters. Thank you, Samsung Galaxy. Every single life matters. Every life matters. And then Empire says, believe me, guys, it's traumatizing hearing the ventilators when you're hospitalized, your family can't visit. Please, if not for yourself, do it for your loved ones. And the gentleman is speaking from experience, right? There was one lady in here right in the beginning of the pandemic, a subscriber that was here a lot. And she said, I have bad news. I have COVID-19. I'll tell you what I did. I went out and bought, she didn't have much money. She was hospitalized. I went out, and you can ask her, she'll testify. I went out and bought the best vitamins, the best oils, the best supplements, the best immune boosters, the best lung stuff, the best bronchia stuff. And I sent this big care package to her, and I said, listen, take it, right? May not have all the help. You're at home or in hospital. You got COVID. She's going through the worst of the worst symptoms. Here, whatever I can do to go and boost your immune system. So she pulled through. She thanked me afterwards. It was a great story. John Durham, you would sometimes think, Torsten, that some people deserve to die and leave us for the evil that they represent, have done, and do so. One would think so. Yeah, one would think that, oh my God, this person, if I look at the Syrian president, if I look at the Russian president, if I look at the Turkish president, if I look at Duarte in the Philippines, if I look at some of these dictators, these brutal dictators, how they've slaughtered people, and suddenly let's say they get COVID, I'd say, well, they deserve it, right? They deserve to die. Rashim Allen says Pence gave Trump COVID by order of CIA. Thank goodness. Well, I don't know what conspiracy theory that is, but that's an interesting one. I hear that for the first time tonight. Vedant says Trump will do fine. He's detected early. We'll get to administrative drugs that slow down the virus replication like remdesivir and improve immune system using dimethazane, but all don't get tested daily. Good input, buddy. Good input. IQ Boy says, wear a damn mask. Wearing a damn mask, absolutely. Inland Empire says, thank you, Professor. Bless your heart. During these times, strangers bring us food and medicine to our front door. FYI, take vitamin D, zinc. It helps your immune system. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being, it's good maybe sometimes to be vulnerable, to share your story. This is what happened to me. So you can actually prepare people and help people. And I do hope that President Trump and Melania do send a message and say, listen, maybe here and there we screwed up, we didn't wear our masks. I'm asking everyone to wear the mask. I know that my friends in Italy and Germany and Spain, in South Africa and Australia and New Zealand, I've got friends all around the world that I communicate with daily on FaceTime, through Facebook. They are doing their part. We can do it, right? Rashim Allen says, MAGA chud. I'm not quite sure what that means, but okay. Rashim says, that's just a joke, guys. I'm not a MAGA child. Oh, MAGA child. I thought they said mega chat. I get it. Good. All right. And I'm not here. I'm not faulting anyone wherever your political beliefs are. If you're going to vote for Biden or for Trump, that's not the topic here. The topic here is about health. The topic here is about caring about your neighbor, being responsible and working together as a citizen with other citizens to prevent deaths. So we can slow this down, get this capped, get this out of the way, and move into a healthy future. A lot of uncertainties. How long will this go? Second waves, all of these second waves in Europe, second waves in Spain, second waves in Greece. Why? Ryan Powers. Hillary won the popular vote, but still lost the Electoral College decides, and they're told who to pick. Okay, I know you're on politics. I'm still on the topic of masks. Don't try and derail us. Go Donny Com. This better be true. Nobody would do this for votes, but the news, they're going to twist. Well, the story is true. It's all over the headlines. Every single one's reporting it. The president tweeted it, so it's true. I wouldn't jump and make a live feed if I didn't think the story is true, right? John Durham says, anything is possible. Dark Road Run. Uber's attorney put Torsten at risk with requesting documents that they never accepted. Thank you very much for saying that. And this MF, I'm going to still hook him one day. If I see this guy, I'm going to literally knock him out. They can arrest me. But I'm going to knock this guy lights out because it was an evil individual with evil intention that put me in harm's way. Randall Heimovicki. If I see you on the streets in San Francisco or LA, it's good night, sleep tight. The only place you're going to wake up is either in your bedroom or your hospital, because I am going to knock you out. I'm going to show you how we do that on a rugby field. Right? I've clubbed many a people on the rugby field. You're going to get a nice, good slap from Mr. TK for doing exactly that. I'm pissed off about that. That individual sent me out during the COVID, right, with no intentions of receiving these packages, directing me out there into harm's way and my family. Randall Heimovicki, you are going to pay a price if I see you in the street. Do not come within a 3 or 4 foot perimeter of Torsten Kuhne, because I hit hard, and when I hit, it's lights out. I'll guarantee you that, right? I grew up with a stable of boxers. I've been a street fighter since a very, very young age. Try me, baby. Try me. Samsung Galaxy, sir, why Trump waited for 1 hour for the result? Okay, so here's a little bit of a story on that. The results do come in 15 minutes. You're 100% correct. But what happened is that they got it confirmed that Hope Hicks had contracted it. They looked at all the people she had got in touch with. She happened to be on the same plane on Air Force One. They weren't wearing the masks. So they were rushed off and said, you got to go, Mr. President and Mrs. President, you have to go into quarantine. So quarantine was the first. So while they were in quarantine, they were running the tests, right? Hope Hicks had already been tested positive. And then literally 15, 20 minutes later, they were told, you have COVID, you and Melania have COVID. And then he said, okay, we have to tell the outside world. We have to tell America. We have to tell our allies. We have to tell the world we have COVID. And he tweeted it. And I think that was a very responsible thing to do. I do hope in hindsight, as he moves along, right, that he does say, listen, I screwed up here, and I ask all of you to be on the same page. Democrats, Republicans, deniers, mask wearers, all work hand in hand. Faith C is in the house. It's very true. Why would he lie about something like this? Anyway, I've seen it on ABC News. Look, I read about 15 news channels a day: BBC, Chicago Tribune, Washington Post, LA Times, L'Opinion, Le Figaro, Die Welt, Der Spiegel. I read all these newspapers every day. I love the news, right? I love to be, and all of them, from all the channels that I've been jumping around, they say that. So it's got to be true, right? And if the president tweeted it, my guess it's 100% correct. Julius the Jew says, damn, you just, your message was retracted. I don't know why. Maybe you said something below the belt. That was YouTube, by the way, that retracted that, not me. Samsung Galaxy, I'm praying for the America and Trump from India. Thank you for the love from India. We had a couple of people in the house from India tonight. Everyone. Doesn't matter where you are. I don't want people in India to contract it. I don't want people in South Africa or Europe or America or Canada or South America, right? I want people to get to 2021, and I hope one day we can all look back and say, oh my God, 2020 was just the worst year ever. I do. I speak 6 languages, Julia. I do. Proud of it. Actually, 7th even slightly, but I speak 6 languages fluently. Faith C, I study the news around the world constantly. I'm updated on most things every 30 minutes. I love that. I love that. You know, I've traveled the world. I've been all over the world. I've lived in many countries. Had a father who was an international advisor to several presidents, to Gorbachev, to Reagan, to Chancellor Helmut Kohl of Germany, to Nelson Mandela of South Africa. I, as a little kid, got to see a lot of dignitaries, ambassadors, presidents, kings, heads of state. I was a little boy. I may not have known the names, but I got around, right? I'm a global child. I look at everyone as my equal. I don't look at the janitor as anyone lower than the king. You're all on the same level, baby. You're a human. You have 2 lungs. You have a heart. You're breathing. I don't care about the damn color of your skin, right? I don't care about your language, your ethnicity. You're an equal to me. Everyone in this room is my equal. I don't look down at anyone. I don't tolerate racism. I don't tolerate white supremacism. I don't tolerate name calling. I don't tolerate hatred. I kick those people out, right? Kick them out of my channel. Don't need them. So as long as we respect each other, today we've got a great dialogue going here all over the world. We have India in the house. We've got people all over the United States. May love or hate Trump, doesn't matter. Tonight we're on one page, right? We're praying that these people don't die. And most important, sunny days. Love you, brother. Thank you. Say my name, say my name. I'm acting kind of crazy. Never, never lazy. Say my name, say my name. Sunny days. High five. High five, Borat. So Borat's coming out with a new movie as well. That should be rather funny. Remember Borat, that funny one from Kazakhstan? Apparently they've just come out with a new movie. So I can't wait to see that. Samsung Galaxy says rideshare for 2020 president. Here we go, baby, 2020 president. So Rashim says 2020 isn't the problem. It's just the first year we reap what we sow. 2021, we will harvest more. Just watch. I like that. I like that. Those are great words. If I may use them, I like that. You know, I like the fact that you say, okay, 2020 is not the problem. It's just the first year we reap what we sow, right? In 2021, we will harvest more. Just watch. Cool. Very well said, by the way. BLEX, Blex, I guess, I hope I'm saying it correctly, says the German is the wild card, not worth mentioning. Might be super masses. I obviously don't know about German. I lived there, I studied there, I know them. Don't be fearful of Germans, right? Smart people, best engineers in the world, best cars. No need for name calling, brother. I hope you're not dissing the Germans here or going all racist on the Germans. I hope you're not. I got a ton of good friends. In fact, I've got friends right now in Germany that are assisting the Americans in Nevada and Las Vegas, helping them with COVID, right? Pandemic does not know any boundaries. You come to the aid. You got California wildfires. You got people you got firefighters from Mexico flying in to help Californians, right? There's no borders when it comes to disasters or illnesses or tsunamis or pandemic. You all help each other. So I truly, truly hope that I don't have a person here in the room right now. I may have to knock you out and smack you out of the room if you're a hater of Germans. I hope not, right? Listen, embrace each other. Whether you're Jewish, German, whoever you are, you're in this room, contribute on the fact of health, safety, masks, and what we can do so this doesn't happen. So this doesn't happen again, right? I mean, Vedant, I can tell you that the person I deal with every 2 days who has done surgery and lectured all over the world in Nottingham, England, in Germany, in South Africa, in the United States, who's lectured here in the United States, gives speeches on this topic, right? They are masters at the game when it comes to producing high quality pharmaceuticals, machinery, engineering, best of the best, right? You can't fault the Germans. In fact, you say, thank you. How can we embrace your technology? Can you loan us your technology? Can you share your know-how with us so that we can, as brothers and sisters, survive together? You know, that should be more the general attitude there. Good. Look, I'm grateful for all 35 people in the house. Leave us a thumbs up here. You know, that's what I work for, right? So Narelle's getting a little bit upset and a little bit in the anger stage. Says, horse shit, this is all for votes. We're not talking about votes. Welcome to the party here. Well, you just walked through the door. We've been talking health, safety, masks, etc. for the last, 1 hour? So Narelle, either get with the program or step off, right? Step off. You might have to step into another channel. You might be forced into another channel, but get with the program. IQ boy, frontline workers are the heroes, and the Hero Act does not help them. You know, they are the heroes. I saw them perform at my surgery. I saw the heroes, the doctors, the nurses in the hospital do all the testing. A few days ago when I went in for surgery, right? And in fact, what I do is when I'm left with such a remarkable experience as I was left with my doctors, right? You'll see that my videos here, I made a video there. I'm going to click on it. So the video I am making today is all about gratitude, being thankful for a certain person or certain people in your life, right? In my case, I dedicate this video to an amazing doctor, Dr. Emily Benson, and her support staff at the hospital she's in at Ventura County. So that video was made right after my surgery because I got such great treatment. I was so well taken care of, and I have such utter respect. And you know what? I'm not kidding you, folks. I was in the hospital room for 12 hours. I was talking with the nurses. I was talking with several nurses. In fact, I still remember the name. Melanie, the one lady was from Birmingham, England, and the one lady was called Lisa Fishman. Those were my three nurses. They had all been in New Jersey and New York during the peak pandemic time in the hospitals helping out. They were sending their helpers, their nurses to New Jersey and New York to help them get COVID under control. I was talking to them and they were saying it was no joke. We were seeing people coming in, the hospitals were full, we were pushing crazy hours, we were losing our minds. People were dying, it was horrible. And then when the people started working together in New York and really getting a grip on this a little bit better, the numbers came down, and then a lot of these nurses and doctors were released, and then they said they went over to California, these three nurses. They ended up at Ventura at the hospital. So, you know, these people wouldn't make this shit up. This is real, right? And if there's anyone in there right now, if anyone in here right now, like Norel, that thinks that this is a hoax, this is only for votes, you must leave. You must leave this live feed. Carlos Bellman says, Torsten, shout outs to you. Nothing but love, my brother. Appreciate you, Carlos. I pray for you, your family. Stay safe, stay healthy. You, your family, your kids. I want to all give you a big hug in 2021, right? I'm just bouncing back here. You know, I'm getting stronger every day. I'm doing my workout, and believe me, this is a crazy upper body workout when you're running around, hopping around like a freaking kangaroo, right? I'm training. I've got my weights. I'm doing my cardio. My wife's making me amazing meals, getting stronger every day. And it's a matter of 6 or 8 weeks and I'm back out there again. What I do know is I don't have COVID. I got tested for COVID. Vedan says, really appreciate the engineering and technocratic systems the German have. Thank you. Lawrence Vazani says, perhaps we will get some sane messaging to the American public about COVID now. I hope so. I pray. You know, if anything good comes out of this, let's get some positive messaging across, is that we really need to work together. I know my friends in Italy and Germany and Spain, they're working together. I know that my friends in Hong Kong are working together. I know that my friends in South Africa, Australia, South America, a lot of friends are working together. They're all trying. There will always be the deniers. There will always be the naysayers. Sadly, in America, I think we have some of the highest numbers of naysayers and deniers of masks. That's why we're way over 200,000. But hopefully now we wake up, we smell the coffee, and we can say, hey, you know what? If something good comes out of this, at least we start cooperating and treating our fellow citizen, doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican, a little better, a little bit more respectful, show a little bit of courtesy towards them. Show them that you care about them and that they care about you. And maybe you make it out alive and you get to 2021. Go Donny Com. Another legend. Go to his, plays the best music, the best 80s music. Go and subscribe to his channel. Got a great one. He says, the funny master killing people. People here are making masks out of this material and rubber bands. It's ridiculous. Well, you know, whether they're making this or are paid for this, I'll tell you, somebody made some money and somebody's keeping someone safe, right? Someone's making money, someone's keeping someone safe. Someone's making these, someone's keeping someone safe. Rashim says, COVID-19 is like Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Mask of the Red Death. Nobody is safe from the virus, no matter how wealthy. Not even the Marines could protect Trump from the virus. Very well said. It's Moose says, and unfortunately, there is a direct correlation between how much we social distance, wear masks, and spikes in COVID-19. Absolutely, right? You know, the one wasn't a smart idea to hold this big biker rally in Sturgis. All the people were not wearing masks. Sadly, after that, thousands and thousands of people got infected, went back to the States, their cities, reinfected other people. You know, it costs the system a lot of money. It overburdens the hospitals, overburdens the nurses, the doctors, right? Because people are not on the same frickin' page. Hit the like button, folks. Just going over an hour. I got to get my tablets into the body and get some rest. Having your foot down there, the blood rushing into it a few days after surgery ain't funny. Got a lot of metal, a lot of plates, and it is throbbing. It is throbbing like crazy. It's like talking to your brain. Hey, get your tablets. GoDonnycom says, if you can take a lighter and blow out of it with a mask, it really doesn't qualify, so you might as well not be wearing one. The governor lifted no masks in Mississippi. They should be wearing masks in Mississippi, right? I'm sure he was hoping he would be wearing a mask on Air Force One. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of these grapefruit essential oils in that mister humidifier. Really calms you down. Citrus calms you down. Yeah, I mean, we're still in record numbers, right? Some states have stabilized, some states are taking off, some states are doing way, way better. But we got to have like a pretty much a universal plan, unlimited funding, get this over and done with. All right, we're on 34. If somebody can squeeze in another 35, I'd be super happy. I wish everyone a restful night. It's late, it's almost midnight. East Coast is already 2:30 a.m. They're going to be waking up to some crazy news. This is crazy news, but it's real news. It's real, right? It hit the Premier of the UK, Boris Johnson, Trudeau in Canada, Macron in France. A lot of people contracted this already. It's real. Heroes. We're all heroes, John Durham. Andrew AMC 123, 35. There we go. You're number 35. Respect. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, guys. So to all of the people outside of the United States that participated, there are many people, like, for example, in India, probably 15, 16 hours ahead. Glad you joined us. I don't usually make feeds this late. Super grateful for the donations tonight. You know, going to buy myself some good, healthy supplements, some immune boosters from that. Appreciate it. Vedant, thank you for your contributions. John, thank you for your contributions. Andrew, thank you for your contributions. GoDonnycom. Let me read out a couple of other people here. Rashim, thank you. Lawrence, thank you. It's Moose, thank you. Faith, thank you. Narelle, I wish you good luck. Just work a little bit on that anger management there, buddy. IQ Boy, thank you. Carlos, thank you. Sonny Days, thank you for the great contribution. Samsung Galaxy, thank you. Blex, thank you. Julius the Jew, thank you. Dark Road Run, huge thank you. and everyone else, Inland Empire, Salvi, Carlos Balmas, everyone that I did not mention, thank you for being up late and participating in great input. I appreciated what you had to say today. We kept it real, we kept it on the topic, and I think we're sending powerful messages throughout the world. Retweet, share the video, make your own Facebook comments, right? And let's freaking work together, because together we will solve this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate you. Good night, everyone. Be well.